from the bottom with a dream inside. Mr. Mufareh leading with a heart so bright. Long days and nights, we paved our way. Onpassive is rising, shining every day. From the struggles to the fights, we stay strong. With every step forward, we moved along. Vision clear, we reach for the sky. Do it or die, we aim high. Rise to the top, we won't stop. Onpassive's journey, reaching every spot. With Mufareh's vision, we light the way. Building our future brighter every day. Driven power, changing the game. Innovation and progress are earning our name. From small beginnings to a global space, we finally made it, found our place. From the struggles to the fights, we stay strong. With every step forward, we moved along. Vision clear, we reach for the sky. Do it or die, we aim high. Ay. Rise to the top, we won't stop. Onpassive's journey, reaching every spot. With Mufareh's vision, we light the way. Building our future brighter every day. Every hurdle, every climb, we faced it all. Together we stand, we'll never fall. Hand in hand, we rise so high. Creating our legacy, touching the sky. Guided by a leader, strong and true. With Mufareh's vision, we always knew. From challenges to victories, we've seen it all. After 6 years, we're still standing tall. Rise to the top, we won't stop. Onpassive's journey, reaching every spot. With Mufareh's vision, we light the way. Building our future brighter every day. To the top, we'll always strive. With Mr. Mufareh, we'll thrive. Onpassive united, breaking through. Creating a world where dreams come true.
Karma's a bitch.
When that lady did a video on me a few weeks ago, it about put me in the hospital. I got so pissed off.
Oh my God.
Stop going there. Don't panic.
Don't panic. Oh, his cut off. I'm so sorry. Mike Ellis is cut off. I'll fix it for the next one, guys. I promise. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? I feel like it's been a little while since I streamed. I've been super, super busy, but I have been trying to bring you the news about what's going on with Onpassive as quickly as I can, as I'm finding it out, if you will. And I'm glad that everyone is here. Hello, Mr. Level. Good to see you. And Jens is here. And Critical Thinker. And I also saw Steve here. And Agent Chillbot. And Mark B. Little Miss Lulu. Got my girl Violet here. Good old Salami Nugget. And I don't mean good old. I'm not calling you old, Salami. I mean, you've been here a while. Hello. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to pronounce your name properly, and I do not want to insult or offend you. But it's good to see you. Hand pink waving. And Albs is here. Of course, in it to scam it, as always. And I saw the Devil's Advocate here. I believe I got everyone. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'll I'll pull you up eventually. Pierre is here. Happy hump day. Yes. So there's a lot that's been going on at Onpassive right now, apparently. And we have a specific channel to thank for the knowledge that we're getting right now. So I just want to shout them out. It is this Onpassive Insiders channel here. They only have 2,000 subscribers. So maybe go over and subscribe. I'll even subscribe right now on stream. How about that? Doing it in real time over here. So they've been posting up some interesting videos. As you guys can see, the one called Mufareh Breaks Silence. That is the one that I just recently did like a little is it a reaction? No, not really, because I just kind of came on at the end. I didn't want to really react to that one. I wanted you guys to see how Ash framed it and get it in all its glory, if you will, without me kind of popping in, because it was interesting. So if you haven't seen that one, go and check it out. We're not going to be going through that one today. But I do think that we should go through a few of the videos that have been posted. This one was posted only 2 hours ago, and people have already been sending it to me. So I was like, you know what? I got some time to kill before I got to do some stuff later this afternoon. So I think I can go live. Let's do it. Hello, Wes. You got booted out of Red's new show? Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, everyone probably is. Hi, Robert. Good to see you. So I have downloaded some of these videos to go through, the ones that we have not really seen yet. And I thought we would start off with the Onpassive new update and then like work our way to the one where Ash is actually screaming at everyone pretty much. He's very, very angry. You love angry Ash? So do I. So do I. So let's start off with the one called the Onpassive Current Scenario FAQs. What you need to know. Because it might not be what you think it is. I like this channel style because they came on here to be very much seeming like they're about Onpassive. But, well, you'll get what I mean. You'll get it. I promise. So there's some FAQs. As you can see, they're going through like what is Onpassive technologies. Catch-up crew in the house. You don't have much to catch up on, so that's good. So we've already read through a lot of this, and I didn't want to have the music going on this because I wasn't sure if it was copyrighted or not, but they do have a song playing. And I'm sorry, I didn't have enough time to put a song together for this one. It's very short though, so they're kind of showing you Onpassive is facing significant internal challenges, including employee protests and management issues. There's a growing concern among employees about the company's direction and leadership, leading to a negative work environment that could impact the quality of their products and services. So, these are the facts we wish that they had, basically. I like these ones better. So it's almost like calling them out, you know? How is Onpassive addressing internal issues and employee concerns? The employees did a protest, and it is only a few people who didn't get their salaries. These are the questions. So the one to how is it addressing internal issues answers with, Onpassive is not addressing internal issues and employee concerns. After a call with the CEO 2 days ago, employees are disappointed and claim they received threats from management through the legal department. And this was posted up 6 days ago. So they're referring to, of course, the day of the strike. Everything was posted up the day after on the 23rd here publicly. And they're the ones that also posted up the amazing video that I translated awfully for all of us of the employees all on strike. So did they protest? And it's only a few people that aren't getting paid, right? I mean, right? And it says, yeah, the employees did a protest. And the thing is that it's not just a few people not getting paid. So there's 500 employees allegedly hired at the Hyderabad office. And I would argue that Ash had no business hiring 500 people if he couldn't pay 500 salaries. That's just another thing that goes to show you he's not a really good business owner, because like a good business owner wouldn't be doing that, okay? 200 of those employees went on strike, and the reason why the other 300 didn't, as they told us during their interviews, was because they were very heavily threatened. So, of course, they're very scared to. Which you should never. Here's the thing. Even in India, they have the right to protest as much as you do in the US or I do here in Canada. By the way, they have the same laws, the same rights with that. Ganesh, you're going to have to stop putting prayer hands. I am not dealing with constant prayer hands today. It's not the day for that. So they have a legal right to protest, and I would argue that an amazing time to protest and strike at your place of employment is when they haven't paid you for half a year. I think we can all agree, okay, that is not okay, right? It's not okay for a place of business to ever do that. Hello, Sherry. Good to see you. Tanya on passive. Yeah, because we need to hear from her. It's not like Tanya's not all over the fucking groups and like everywhere yapping constantly. We definitely need to interview Tanya. It's not like there's a bunch of Indian people that haven't been paid here that they don't give a fuck about. Maybe they should interview some of these employees that are on strike. So since they have a legal right to protest, and I'm sure we can all agree that there is no better time to protest than when your employer doesn't pay you for 6 months. I mean, everyone would go on strike for that. Am I right? So the fact that Ash even thinks that he has a right to intimidate these people is pretty telling. I mean, that's all you should know about his character. It's illegal. It's illegal to intimidate people like that, to threaten your employees because they want their paychecks. All that stuff is just as illegal there as it is here. So, like, it was literally no one in the organization getting their salaries. So, like, I'm kind of wondering, why are managers threatening employees if they're not getting paid properly either? You know, I'm kind of like, when they want their payments. Okay, so this one, it gets a little small, sorry. So number one is, why has the ecosystem stopped? Because remember, they're doing the actual frequently asked questions that should be on here. The ecosystem stopped due to unpaid bills for the AWS servers, which are crucial for running the platform. Interesting. Okay. I think we can all kind of garner that that's what it was, because Ash accidentally told us all. I think he's regretting that. But he did say he can't pay for the AWS anymore. Hello, Jelly Snack. Good to see you. So I just want to know how, like, I kind of want to know who this is and how they know that. You know, I'm like, do you have actual proof of that? Because, like, we all say it as a theory. And, you know, we bring up how he pretty much told us that, but he's also, like, gone back on that. Like he always does. I mean, you can't believe anything he says. So I would be interested to know what proof they have that that's actually why. You know? Mark says, Tanya is like a rabid poodle yapping away at anyone who asks a sensible question, and then just constantly with the put on passive in capital letters. And it's like, oh my God. Of all the things that you could get mad at someone for doing. How privileged. You know, it's like these people are getting paid for 6 months and they're like losing their livelihoods. But, you know, Tanya's over here worrying about people writing on passive in all capital letters. So, Tanya seems like she's probably a very lonely, miserable person. Having the Onpassive group of friends is probably the highlight of the last 40 years. Probably. I mean, would you be friends with her in real life? So the second one is Onpassive data migration happening? And the answer is no. Migration is not happening. This claim is a pure lie. Without the source code, they can't do anything. And a lot of you have been wondering if maybe AWS was like holding their data, right? And basically they routed to like Pakistan. They've routed to a place called NTT Communications, which is allegedly a global IT service provider. And they're a Japanese company, but they're all over the world, apparently. And, like, it ends in Pakistan. So, I don't really know what's going on with that. I'm interested, but you can go and see where it's routed to. Like, that's something that you can publicly look up. So this is why I get frustrated when Ash lies about these things. Because it's like, you know that we can look up like your entire site and where it's being routed to, what companies it's using, all of that. That's what frustrated me when they claimed they had data centers and we were showing that they were on Amazon with AWS. Because again, you could look that up, and Ash still wouldn't give it up. He was like, no, we're using our own data centers. And it was like, oh my God. And then every once in a while he would say, when we have our data centers. And it was like, bah! Stop lying. He lies about things that you can publicly find out. That's public information. So these guys say that claim is a pure lie. Without the source code, they can't do anything. And that leads us to all wonder, is that because like they don't have the source code or anything because they didn't pay them, and they also can't move to a new place because they would also have to pay a bill there, but also they don't have probably their data either then. You know, it just always have so many more questions. Ash isn't a god, he's a very naughty boy. Right? Exactly, you wouldn't need AWS if you had your own data center. So it was like, dude, we can see it. We can see it on their servers. What are you talking about? So will the site go live is number 3. And they say it depends on how soon the management can clear the payment and get the data back from AWS. So now I'm like, okay, so you confirm that they need to get their data back. Because AWS will hold your stuff if you owe them, and owe them a lot for a very long time. And Ash has now publicly claimed that he ran out of funds in June of 2022. So we wouldn't really be jumping the gun to be like, okay, so you spent that $108 million by then, and then you probably have not been able to pay for anything since then. So that would maybe include the hosting. And I don't have a site like Ash's that used all the bandwidth that he does, but I can imagine there was quite the bill based on what I've discovered about what they charge and how much he was using and etc. And we've talked about that. It sounds like he had quite the bill with them. So, and like he even says so. He tries to say it cost him way more, $5,000 per person, which it wouldn't have been that much, but it would have been like a good $150 per person per month. And I don't know how that would be owed or if it could be owed. Like, I don't really know how that works, but I'm assuming that he probably owes for that then. Again, based on what he has said. I'm not just coming up with this and deciding. It's his own words that he ran out of funds June 2022. So if that's true, because, Ash Mufareh is God and Lord of the internet, and he never lies, guys, so duh. Then, like, it would make sense that he has owed them money since that day then. I mean, why wouldn't he owe them since June 2022? I mean, what? Well, And he seems to have forgotten about the Oaken money he got. So it sounds like, according to these guys, our predictions have been correct. We've had some theories on, maybe that's why it's taking so long. The text can't be that. So number 4, is anyone currently working? No. No one is currently working at Onpassive. They announced work from home, which Ash also did come out here and publicly say on one of those webinars that I reacted to. It was probably about a month ago, maybe just over a month ago. It was during the Wednesday weekly webinars that he managed to do for like a whole 6 weeks. Congratulations. That shows you how much he can stick to something. He just proves himself so great out here. And he did say that. So he said, I sent all the employees home to work from home. So yeah, he did do that. So that employees won't question management. So based on this, I'm of course going to infer that employees were questioning management about their pays. Because again, they weren't getting paid from January until now. So some of them are probably owed closer to 7 months' pay at this point. Right? So it sounds like they were, quote unquote, bugging management for their pays. How dare they? Management got fed up. So Ash was like, okay, we'll have them work from home. Fortunately for these employees, they're not like the O-founders. They are not indoctrinated into a cult. They are hired to work as technicians for an alleged IT company. So they don't see Ash and get like starstruck. So they're fighting back. And I bet you they went home and they went, I'm not doing anything from my house for this man. He already owes me 6 months of pay. Why would I now work even from my house? And Ash probably framed it like, oh, I'm being such a nice guy by letting you work from your home for free for me instead of at an office for free for me. You know what I mean? Like, because that's how Ash rolls. That's what he does. Hello, EG Lately. Good to see you. If you guys want to go and watch someone who is also a true seeker out here, but more of the commentary community, go and subscribe to my friend here, EG Lately. He's a very, very, very good content creator. And he has had my buddy Scammer Paybacks back out here for a lot of stuff that's going on. So if you want to learn more about that, go and check him out, please. That's somebody else you can subscribe to today. So, like, okay, think of how Ash framed him, like, giving these guys O Connect. The O founders O Connect, right? Based on how we see how he packages these things as, like, a gift to them, I can just imagine him doing that with the work from home thing. Being like, I'm just being such a great humanitarian, letting you work from home so you can be with your families. It's like, ugh, it kind of sickens me to think is how frustrating. But I don't think it worked on these guys. It's like it does on the O founders. So that's the good news. That's the good news. So, okay, this one says, it's so small. 1 second. This one's a little bit harder to read. Okay. Are there any other locations production work is being done? So in other words, they want to know, like, are the people in, for example, the Dubai office also technicians that are working on the main products, right? They claim to have all these offices. And remember, they haven't been open about losing the Singapore office. It was the recovering Hunbot that outed that. Okay, she's the one that did a live stream, proved that to all of us, showed us all the paperwork. Ash denies that. He literally says, like, no, that's not happening. We still have all of our offices. And then remember, he took them all off the website, so now they're no longer listed. And he actually did that a little bit before the recovering Hunbot outed it. So it leads me to believe that he did it like as soon as he lost the Singapore office. Probably didn't want to just take that one off the website because he knew that would, have us raising our eyebrows like, what's going on? She taking that one down for, even though the recovering Hunbot probably already knew by that time, but he tried. He tried to hide it anyway. You can't hide stuff from us. You should just quit trying. It's actually sad. You try to hide the weirdest things. So obviously, Hyderabad is the main technician office, right? It had 500 employees there. They were the ones that are working on the Onpassive products, the website, OES, anything else. So nobody else out here is working on anything. In other words, the migration cannot be happening with them being sent home and then going on strike. There is no other office with technicians that can do this. That's why this question is kind of on there, right? Sam says it was all a pump and dump. He got the O Connect money and pulled the plug. I've been wondering this whole time, but I'm kind of like, hey, if you're gonna do it, just fucking do it and pull the Band-Aid. Because this is cruel. It drives me insane. It's like, if that's what you're doing, okay, do it then. Who here are Team Kamal? Oh, we're getting to that. Don't worry. So I guess, that answers our questions. These are definitely our frequently asked questions. I felt like they did this for me. I was like, hey, this is what our community would be asking on streams. Straight up. This is what we want. So again, Singapore office shut down. Dubai, they don't have techs like that, etc. No other offices. So again, this whole thing's just in a big standstill. Number 6. Did the employees protest against the companies? No, the employees did not protest against the company. They only asked for their salaries. I just want to make it very clear. The employees of this thing have not been talking crap on Onpassive. Even in that interview, they didn't talk crap. They just spoke the truth about what they were going through in terms of working there and not getting paid, asking for their pay, and how they were being treated, because they're intelligent people that are aware that that's illegal. Remember, Ash thinks he's the smartest person in the whole room. And obviously in Hyderabad, he's not. I'd argue, especially there, he's not. Because I can guarantee that even a first-year tech hired over there knows more about how to build any technology than he does. Even though he would probably claim otherwise. But it's just, this is so frustrating. He needs to just, give these people their money. But it does have to be made clear, they're not out here, talking smack. They just want what's owed to them, which they're allowed to demand legally. And I want to know how can you look at this situation and emphasize more with Ash? I don't understand. I don't understand that way of thinking. Because for me, no matter what kind of brainwashing and indoctrination I had happen, not paying your employees when you're trying to run a business is the worst thing that you can do. And it's just an eye-opener. And especially with how he's treating these people. They just want their pays. They were just striking to have their pay. Them striking is not them being negative. I would argue they were less negative than I am some days. So see, there's a difference between them so-called protesting against the company. They're not coming against the company. Okay? They're asking for their wages. They signed an employment contract when they were hired that said that they would be paid, and they haven't got them. So to frame it as negativity or them protesting against the company and then getting all up in arms at them over it is just not a good idea. The birds probably are, Mr. Level. Okay, number 7 is, will the O founders get the money? And it says, we are not responsible for anything regarding the O founders. We are just employees. And see, that's the thing. That would be true, right? They make the technology for this company. They have nothing to do with the O founders or their commissions. You can't blame them that you haven't gotten your commissions. They haven't gotten their pay either. How dare my employees demand to be paid, right? And they probably know that they made O Connect and then he sold it. So people bought it. And he collected money. Claimed that the merchant put it on hold. But then that was allegedly getting released to him at the end of May. So he should pay them. These guys need to wipe all the O products off their resumes if they ever want to find work again. Yeah, the issue is that in India, there's this background check process that you have to go through, especially if you're in like the tech industry, because of working with like people's security and whatnot. Like it's a security measure, right? Like most businesses get you to do a background check. And so apparently theirs is a little bit more general than like ours, where if we do one here, they check to see if you have like a criminal record and that kind of thing. I guess the one there will actually look into all of your employment history and like if you got fired, if you quit, like what the reasons were, and it has like all that on it. So when people did try to go and get another job because they weren't getting paid here, and then Ash was like, go home and work, and they were like, okay, I'm just going to go find another job, like most people would at that point. The one guy that they interviewed said he went to 2 different interviews and didn't get past the background check because they had put stuff on there to fuck over the employees that tried to leave. So he's essentially kind of like keeping them there, not paying them, and then yelling at them when they ask to be paid, and then screwing around with their future. So it's a lot of illegal stuff going on, and I don't know how you could be a part of this after hearing about that in any way, shape, or form. I don't know how you can claim to have a heart and then run a company this way. And no, NDAs don't cover up illegal activities, which has always been an issue here with Ash's NDA. That's one of the reasons why it was null, other than the fact that I don't believe a lawyer had anything to do with it. There was probably no lawyer present when these things were signed, like all kinds of different things. It also wouldn't count because this entire company is a fraud. So you would automatically be protected if you spoke out about the stuff here under most laws. Like, I don't believe that there is any that go against that. Because, again, you're allowed to speak out about illegal stuff. Did the employees sign an NDA? Probably why they didn't speak against the company. Again, it's not legal. But even if they did, as soon as Ash didn't pay them and then started threatening them, now he's doing illegal stuff to them other than just not paying them, which is also illegal there. And they can go to their police for that. I don't even think I can do that here. I think I have to go directly to the labor board. There, they can just call up the police, which they've done, by the way. The police are involved in this out there. So, like, do you want anything to do with that? Do you really want to be a part of a company like that? How do you explain that to people when you get them to join? They're like, isn't this a place that didn't pay their employees for like 6 months? And then the site went down and they lied and said they were migrating. And it sucks because, Ash did these, I think that's it for the video. Ash, did these hires like he was a legit IT tech company. Okay? So the employees, upon joining, would not have been aware of what Onpassive really is, because there's also some marketing that has gone on in Hyderabad. They were in the mall. I don't think they were in the mall for as long as they claim and all over the place as they claim, but they did do the malls out there. So that whole area is like, it has some fake press releases about how great they are. It would have been so easy So easy to manipulate them into believing that this was a legit company that they were interviewing for. I mean, MLMs trick people all the time that way. Even just the Huns get tricked. Like, they're all over LinkedIn. They're all over the place trying to hire people, and they'll act like they're doing an actual job interview. Amway is one of the worst ones for that. They'll post on all the job boards. And based on the job description, like, Ash hired them on as actual technicians. And he asked for people with at least a bachelor. So educated people. But still, it would have been very easy to manipulate them during these interviews. So that sucks. I can't blame them for getting hired here and then being in this situation. It's all on Ash. He manipulated them into it, knowing that he had to have known he couldn't pay these people if he hired them in January. You know? Like, he knew. He hasn't had money since June 2022. And that just goes to show you that he knew. So why are you hiring a bunch of people that you know you can't pay? Money might be in offshore accounts. Onpassive is morally and financially bankrupt. That's right. Offshore accounts and crypto, probably. We do know he has lots of crypto. India is a lawless post-apocalyptic war zone. Jesus Christ. Have we watched the Ash video yet? No, we're getting to it. Don't worry. Careful with them prayer hands, Ganesh. So, the next one we'll watch is also reasonably short. And it's called Major Restructuring at Onpassive, Key Leadership and Policy Changes. And I have to tell you, before I watched the video, I scrolled down in the comments. And this one piqued my interest the most. And it's this person saying, Muhammad Kamal is not here, sir. And then this other person responds and says, 3 others, including Kamal, were also removed. And now I'm wondering if Ash's idea is, with this whole, like, I'm taking back control thing, is it if he's going to put all of the problems on, like, Kamal, Nizal, all the people that have gone, and then claim that now the company can be legal and do all the things that he's been promising because now he's the only one left. You know? Always thought those were high fives. Nah, it's the prayer hands. Ash is Lord of the Internet. So yeah, before I watched the video, I saw the comments and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Interesting. So now let's get into the video.
Onpassive Technologies lo pedda marpulu.
Oh, did this one go without sound too? Sorry guys, we're gonna have to watch it on here. I thought that might happen with it. My system was messing up on me a little bit today, and it was impromptu.
A Verbo is for sharing all kinds of moments.
But then we gotta watch it on here. I'm sorry.
From
Breaking news. Onpassive Technologies lo pedda marpulu. అనూహ్య పరిణామాల్లో Onpassive Technologies ప్రైవేట్ లిమిటెడ్ ముఖ్యమైన సంస్థాగత మార్పులను వెంటనే అమలు చేయడం జరిగింది.
All right, sorry. It's going like really fast. So I wonder if we could.
అనూహ్య పరిణామాల్లో Onpassive Technologies ప్రైవేట్ లిమిటెడ్ ముఖ్యమైన సంస్థాగత మార్పులను వెంటనే అమలు చేయడం జరిగింది. ముఖ్యమైన పరిణామాలు. ప్రవేశ పరిమితులు. Onpassive Technologies LLC UAE ఆధీనంలో ఉన్న ఉద్యోగులు.
So here it says access restrictions. employees under the payroll of Onpassive Technologies LLC UAE are now prohibited from entering the Hyderabad office premises of Onpassive Technologies Private Limited.
ఇకపై హైదరాబాదు కార్యాలయానికి ప్రవేశించరాదు.
In other words, the Hyderabad office.
ఈ నిర్ణయం
This decision is aimed at ensuring compliance with internal protocols and maintaining operational integrity. Any violations will be considered serious and may lead to legal actions as per company policies and applicable laws.
అంతర్గత నిబంధనల అనుసరణను మరియు ఆపరేషనల్ సమగ్రతను కాపాడడానికి తీసుకున్నది. ఏదైనా ఉల్లంఘనలు సీరియస్ గా పరిగణించి సంస్థ పాలసీలు ప్రకారం చట్టపరమైన చర్యలకు దారి తీస్తాయి. నాయకత్వ మార్పులు. ఎంఆర్ మొహమ్మద్ కమల్ అన్వర్ మొహమ్మద్ ఇకపై
Leadership changes. And the reason why I'm playing it, guys, is if anyone that does speak this language is watching, I want them to hear it. But leadership changes. Mr. Muhammad Kamal, Anwar Muhammad, is no longer a director of Onpassive Technologies Private Limited.
Onpassive Technologies Private కి డైరెక్టర్ కాదు. అదనంగా MS Onpassive Technologies LLC UAE తో
Additionally, there is no involvement of Onpassive Technologies LLC in the UAE, the one that has O Media and Muhammad Kamal, with Onpassive Technologies Private Limited, which is Ash Mufareh's USA version, the LLC, if you will. So I guess they've split up.
Onpassive Technologies Private Limited ప్రమేయం లేదు. ఉద్యోగుల నిష్క్రమణలు. ఐటీ ఆపరేషన్స్ డెలివరీ హెడ్ ఎంఆర్ ఆరిఫ్ మరియు సిటియు ఎంఆర్ నవీన్ కుమార్ ఇద్దరు Onpassive నుండి తొలగిస్తూ
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for them to say it. Employee departures. Mr. Arif, head of IT operations and delivery, and Mr. Naveen Kumar, chief technology officer, have both departed from Onpassive Technologies Private Limited. In other words, it sounds like everyone that was considered high up in this thing, which we've talked about, the Mohammeds, if you will, and Mr. Kumar here, sounds like they're all leaving. And Ash is the only one left.
కంపెనీ వారి సహకారానికి ప్రశంసలు వ్యక్తం చేసింది.
The company has expressed appreciation for their contributions and wish them success in their future endeavors. And I would like to know when. I would like to know when. Because Ash isn't telling people this. The private limited company is the Onpassive company registered in India. Yeah, it's Ash's portion of it. It's the part that he runs. You know? Oh, just got misgendered. So, it's not like Ash has come out here, though, and done, like, a speech telling everyone that these people have left and then wish them success in their future. I feel like he barely even did that with Mohammed Nazal. So, hi, Takara. So I'm just wondering when, but it's interesting that Onpassive Insiders is saying that they've all left.
మరియు వారి భవిష్యత్ ప్రయత్నాలలో విజయం సాధించాలని ఆకాంక్షించింది. రిపోర్టింగ్ నిర్మాణం తక్షణమే అమలులోకి వస్తుంది. MS Onpassive Technologies Private Limited సభ్యులందరూ.
So again, effective immediately, all members of Onpassive Technologies Private Limited will report directly to Mr. Ash Mufareh. Again, that's his. You know? According to Dylan, Kamal hasn't left, just a change in paperwork. Kamal is a director of the UAE company, and so he cannot be a director in the Indian company. That doesn't make any sense at all. You can be a director of as many companies as you want. Literally. That's because Ash is at the helm. The ship is sinking.
నేరుగా మిస్టర్ యాష్ కి నివేదిస్తారు. ఈ మార్పులు సంస్థ యొక్క కార్యాచరణ.
Oh my. Okay, hold on. I know what I'll do.
మరియు నాయకత్వ నిర్మాణంలో గణనీయమైన మార్పును సూచిస్తాయి. ఎందుకంటే ఇది ప్రక్రియలను క్రమబద్ధీకరించడం మరియు అంతర్గత విధానాలకు అనుగుణంగా మెరుగుపరచడం.
Why is Amazon paying me $600 a day?
All right.
I'm going to show you a way to put.
Sorry, guys.
అనుగుణంగా మెరుగుపరచడం.
All right. So these changes, they had their videos up. I couldn't see it. So these changes mark a significant shift in the company's operational and leadership structure as it aims to streamline processes and enhance compliance with internal policies. You know? Interesting. Watch out for the iceberg! Oh, the iceberg's coming. It's coming. That is because they want to show that the UAE and Indian Onpassive companies are not connected at all. They may be getting some heat from the UAE authorities. Yeah, well, they would be. They would be because the employees at Hyderabad went to the police. And out there, they can get in a lot of trouble for fraud. So I think that they are being looked into by the authorities out there now. But I don't think that this changes anything. Because Mohammed Kamal is the director, if you will. But Ash would still then be the CEO. So it's like, they're still connected. I think he left. Is it time for Cranky Ash? It is. Marty, Chris, and Red can fill some of those spots. They can work from home, right? They like working at home for free. So there's that. The only thing Chris can program is the microwave. That's right. I mean, I don't think he has any other programming abilities. I really don't. All right, so it is time for what everyone came here for. What you're all waiting for. The Angry Ash Mufareh. And this one's called Angry Ash Mufareh's Mass Warning to Employees. Let's see if this video has sound. It should. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Sorry. That's the wrong version. There we go.
Go back to the original.
Oh, no, it doesn't. All right, back over to the channel.
Now, go back to the original. What's happening right now is absolutely not acceptable. Okay, if you want me to be involved,
I agree, Ash. I 100% agree. Look into my eyes, Ash. You're looking directly at me. Look into my eyes right now. It is unacceptable for you to pocket $108 million and not pay your employees for 6 months. Unacceptable. And I have a feeling that you're going to try to say that this had nothing to do with you. But I'll let you continue. Violet says, I want to see spit flying. Let's go.
you cannot poke the ship that we're sailing with.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Onpassive. The boat, so you're protesting and causing bad publicity, negative publicity, and defamation to the company, slander, all of that. That is a violation. Your right is to protest in a peaceful way within certain criteria, standards, check with the
No. They're allowed to protest how they protested. They did a peaceful protest outside of the outside of their place of employment, the Onpassive office. Okay, it's not you protest how I want you to protest, Ash. See, that's the thing. You don't control the world. You don't. Newsflash, you're not king of the world. I know. Very hard for you to hear. I mean, you guys actually go outside of Onpassive and then you'll be like, put Onpassive in capital letters. Like, no, you don't control people. So if you don't pay your employees in 6 months, they're allowed to strike outside your office. They're allowed to yell. They're allowed to do an interview. They're allowed to out the interview publicly. They really are. And you know how you fix that? You pay them.
The directors, with the team, all of that, I understand that. But when it gets bad publicity, it's causing damage. This is not Ash talking. This is the legal team is telling you, okay, not only it's a violation and you get consequences for that, like legal actions against you or those who are involved in those activities, like talking on a public platform, whether it's in Telugu or in Hindi, or even sharing this information outside the company. Not only a violation, but you're causing damage for the company, and that is punishable from the law, not Ash is talking, and you are liable, or those who are complicit. I'm not talking you.
No, it's not. Because your whole shit is a fraud. You are running a fraud scam company. You are then hiring people and not paying them. Just like you have a whole bunch of O founders that bought the O Connect that you promised commissions to and you're not paying them. You can't just come out here, expect everyone to work for free for you and collect money because you have this vision in your head of you being some fucking martyr and saving the world and all of humanity because you're delusional. Like that's insane that you expect that from everyone.
To all of you, I'm saying those who are involved, they are liable for the damage. So how much damage? You could make up big, scary numbers that you cannot afford. Am I warning you? Absolutely, 3,000%. I'm warning you.
Bitch, you can't even afford to take any of them to court. You're already being sued for $108 million. What are you talking about? You just admitted you've been broken out of funds since June 2022 in this same fucking stream. What do you mean? Like, do you not realize that? Are these lawyers all working for free too? I highly doubt you got a whole legal team there, Ash. I don't think these lawyers are going to work for your vision of saving humanity and get paid with love. Dear their letters coming up for all the employees. It's like, what are you going to do? Your NDA, again, doesn't mean shit. So you can't sue them for breaking that. And you're not paying their wages. That's illegal. They've gone to the police. If anything, they could sue your ass. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to flip this around on them? You can't even admit when you fuck up, and it's very public.
This is not good for you. It is not good for you to...
No, you're right. It's not good for you. You should be very, very nervous. Very nervous.
To be involved in such a thing. So you're hurting the company that is going to pay you funds. Not only that, give you a future way of living.
They don't want to be in your fucking MLM. They're not founders. They're your hired employees that you owe wages to for over half a year. And this is how you treat them? This is how you talk to them? You threaten them? That's illegal. What you're doing right now, while you're threatening all these people with alleged legal defamation suits, is illegal. You're using intimidation tactics with them to continue breaking the law and not paying them their wages. Like, are you kidding me right now, bud? Look at how Canadian you're making me go.
So it doesn't make sense, right? So you have to stop that.
Are you saying you're going to be pulling their wages? Comply with your wishes because you're lord of the internet?
As an advice, if you're not going to do it immediately, I'm telling you, we got the names very clear. We got them on videos, we got them on cameras, we got the list on those who are involved. Whether you're sharing that on a WhatsApp group or to the public mainstream media or TV or creating noise in the main street outside the building in Hyderabad.
You want to be a global IT giant. You claim that you were going to take over Microsoft and Apple. You said that Elon Musk was scared of you because of how much of a genius you are in comparison to him. You also said that Mark Zuckerberg was scared of you. And you're wigging out like this over a local TV interview with the employees on strike in front of the office building that you owe rent for. Because you didn't pay them for 6 months? Because you're breaking the laws? Committing a fraud? Running a pyramid scheme? No money's been coming in, so none can go out, right? Like, are you kidding? Is this a joke? Am I being punked? Ashton Kutcher is going to run out any second, right, Ash?
That is not acceptable. Okay? So, it's up to you. You want to go that?
Did you think that you were going to be able to control the entire public and what they would say about you? I mean, what if you actually did go viral with OConnect? Like, you're so delusional and you have such issues with delusions of grandeur. I've never seen anything like it. Like, you come out here and you really think that everyone's gonna love you and want to praise you and sing your praises. and that you're this amazing genius that came up with the formula for how to make everyone rich and how to save humanity. And it's just run a business with heart, guys. That's all it is. I mean, who knew? Wow. It's like nobody else ever thought of that. Crazy. And it's like you can't fathom that people would ever not like your products or not like you. I just don't like you. I think you're a pompous, egotistical asshole, like I said, with a bunch of delusions of grandeurs. You constantly lie. You can't keep a promise. You can't stick to a single thing that you want to stick to. And you make shit up as you go along. I've never seen such a flimsy, flaky man in all my life. I've been watching you for 3 years. You haven't done one thing that you said you were going to do. Especially in the time that you claimed you were going to do it. But then you have like these delusions that everybody is working for you in the entire world. It's like you hire employees and then you just expect that they're going to work for free for 6 months for you. And then when they ask for their pay, you literally are sitting here going, why would you ask for that from the amazing Mufareh who's going to help you become rich with generational wealth? It's like, bitch, you can't even pay me my paycheck. Why would I believe that you're going to give me generational wealth too, you idiot? Like, you think everybody is a dumb, mindless, robotic drone just looking for a leader to tell them what to do. And then you're going to show up and be that leader. It's amazing the way that you look at the world and how they all work for you. It's like, no, that wasn't going to happen, Ash. Eventually, they were going to get upset that you weren't paying them. And they were going to fight back. And yeah, there's laws there. There's a labor board. They can call the police. Why would you not think that they would do that? What, you think you're just all great and powerful? The great and powerful Ash. No one will ever call the cops on him and everyone in the world will work for free for him. All he has to do is promise generational wealth and say he's saving humanity. And they'll all go, okay, master. Thank you, master. I'll work for free, master. No! Like, what world are you living in? Because it's not the real world at all. That's not how it works. Like, I don't understand, like, not even thinking that one person in the entire world would have an issue with what you're doing. Like, it's just like, wow, you really believe that? Like, it's like, what is wrong with you? Like, they have families to feed, and you thought that they would be like, that's okay, my baby can just starve. Ash Mufareh is saving all of humanity. We have to sacrifice the lives of our children for this man. It's like, no, you idiot. Pay them what you owe them so that they can feed their fucking families. You hired them. That's on you. Why are you hiring people you can't pay the salaries of, idiot? What's wrong with you? You want me to believe you went to university? I can't. I'm sorry. There's no intelligence to be found here.
That route, I'm warning you. I'm telling you, it's not a good thing for you because you're causing so much damage for the company.
I am going to send this video out to every single news source that I am aware of, and I am going to bug them to cover this. And the fact that you haven't paid your employees for 6 months and are on a webinar threatening them. And then we'll see how much press you get and how much you like that.
And how are we going to survive? I mean, I don't need to tell you, it is not good news for you. What could happen to you if you're involved? So that's been said. Okay. I hope now that you give us the space and the buffer to help you get back on track.
What does that mean? What does that mean? To get back on track to what? What, to continue working for free? And just conforming? Learning how to be like the O founders and not speak up? Because that's what you are used to, right, Ash? You're used to people that don't fight back, people that are complete doormats, that say, yes, Ash, please walk all over me. Wipe your mud all over me, man. In fact, if something goes wrong, kick me up against the wall a few times. Blame it on me. It's all good. And that's the problem with the past 6 years, is that he has been allowed to treat people like that. And not one of them were like, hey, this is wrong. He's just been treating all of the O founders like that, and they just accept it. So he's not used to someone going, what the hell? But it's just amazing to be like, he never even thought that that would happen eventually. Like, eventually your reign of terror would end somewhere. You know? Threats are the last resort of a drowning man, and almost every single year, Ash has wigged out and done one of these streams where he's screaming at everyone. He's basically saying, give Ash grace, right? Right? Is that why Oran was doing it? I love how he's so uneloquent when he's angry. Right? That face never felt a knuckle. Yeah, well, it's going to if he keeps not paying his employees. Like, Ash, I wouldn't go to Hyderabad for a very, very long time, sir. You have 500 people very angry at you. For good reason.
First,
and the police will probably want to talk to you, so maybe
pay you the dues so you can survive.
Real next thing there.
You would keep your career moving forward. Anything outside those lines, I'm just telling you, it's not good news for you, starting already. So if you did something today that is foolish, you know who you are. So what do you think you're going to do by talking to a local TV channel or talking to the outside public? What do you think you're going to benefit? You're going to get your funds like that? Your company is going to thrive and it's going to make more money?
Maybe they don't want to work for you anymore. Did you ever think that? Maybe the only reason why they're there is because you fucked up all of their background checks so that they couldn't leave. So maybe they don't give a fuck what happens to Onpassive now. They just want what's owed to them. But you couldn't fathom that, right, Ash? Because you control everybody in the world, right? This face you're making, this is how I just look at you on my screen every day.
It doesn't make sense. So that's number one.
Which is funny because in any other legit company, they have the right to strike. And they probably wouldn't get threatened like this on a webinar. All right? Any other company, if they ever saw their CEO talk to their employees like this, that guy would be canned so fucking fast, and it would be his background check that would be fucked up forever. They'd make sure he'd never be able to be a CEO at a company ever again, which the SEC is trying to do, by the way. So he has to try to get as much money from you guys as he can in the next year. Not even a year now. You got 11 months, Ash. Hurry up.
I already have technical experts and IT outsourced to be able to put everything live with Onpassive in a very quick period. Of course, not with AWS, because that...
Well, then do it! Let's see you do it, big guy! Get the site back up and running! Awesome! Glad that you said that! So it will be running by what, the end of today then? Because, you know, this was a few days ago. So what happened? Hey, well, why don't you get back up and going like you said, right?
Fund that we owe AWS, not a secret, 3.4 million now, I believe.
Oh my God, Ash. Ash! You pocketed $108 million! Ash! you get $108 million for your business? And you don't even think to like put some of that on the hosting of the website bill. Like that's like the main thing you fucking need. I don't understand. Why do you think you could run a company? Just stop it. Stop it. Stop it. How the fuck do you not? Listen, 3.4 million is a lot of money to owe. But this man had 108 million. You're telling me you couldn't take 3.4 million of that? What's wrong? Did Mrs. Mufareh really need the spa that bad? She didn't need the spa that bad, Ash. Oh, Lord. How do you not pay your AWS bill? It's not even like 10 million. You couldn't put a few million to the side to pay the bills. Pay the employees? That's what every other business owner would do. They would take a large percentage of that and put it towards the bills. Like, I feel like that's like the first thing you learn in business class is when you make a profit, you put a good, like usually most of it, by the way, back into your business. It's funny because you would tell the founders to do that with their commissions, I'm sure. But then you don't do it here. How does that happen? I don't understand how you even let that happen. Get the funds from Michael Williams. He'll loan it to you since he believes in you, and he's allegedly an instant internet millionaire. Manny Petty's ain't cheap. I guess not. Like, what spa was she going to? He doesn't know the difference between revenue and profit. He spent it all on himself. They even said in the SEC litigation, like, none of the money went back. And I guess now we have proof of that. How would you owe $3.4 million to AWS? Does he think that by telling the employees the number, that's going to get him, like, pity points? Like, does he think that by saying the amount here, it's going to make him look good? And that the employees will be like, oh, well, he owes AWS like $3.4 million. So, he only owes me like 80,000. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that that's going to happen. Pretty sure that he had more than 108, as that doesn't include the money for that one time Connect got paid for. No, exactly. I've said it before. I don't have any proof of him spending any of that Connect money. All we have proof of is the fact that he said that the merchant was holding it and then they were giving it to him any day at the end of May. After that, we have no clue what happened to it. And unfortunately, it's not included in the SEC litigation because the SEC litigation was from August of 2023. So that was in September, right? It was like a month later that he took the Connect payments. I do still believe if it wasn't for the SEC litigation, Connect would have never even existed, or any of these products, or the OES. He was really just trying to get it up because of that, I think. So I can't say that he spent that. I don't know where it is. It's just disappeared. It was being transferred by the merchant end of May, and then we just never heard about it again. Never gets mentioned. It's just gone. And the founders won't ask for it. They've been trained not to. So I don't bring up that amount because I can for sure say that he has pocketed 108 million. But yeah, technically, I believe it is way more than that. And we know that he had more money coming into the company. So we can at least say that. We can say that he also had a big payment of OConnect come in September of 2023, and that some of that money surely could have gone to this AWS bill. I mean, why wouldn't you just put that on there? He would have learned that at Harvard. Yeah, right? Because he went to Harvard. If Ash has money trouble, has Onpassive paid their taxes? No, but we already looked into that avenue, and allegedly, since they're not a profiting company right now, and these the buy-in is considered a buy-in. It's a little bit different. They don't really have to pay too much taxes. Now, where Ash may have gone wrong is pocketing $108 million and then not claiming that on his personal taxes. So we'll have to see what happens with that in future. I'm sure that will be great fun. I'd love Ash to ask his disciples for donations to pay for AWS. It would be interesting to see what happens. I mean, he pretty much has said that he needs to have more money coming in before he can pay anything out. So I'm expecting him to... He says he has other technicians. I would love to just see him put the OConnect back up and then try to get everyone to pay for it so that he can pay the AWS bill. I don't think they're going to give him his stuff until he pays that. People are giving me money. I spend it. Simples. Do you think Obless will help him out? Maybe he can ask them to, right? It really is a mess. It really is. He is a strong man. How could his employees think he will have to pay them? He doesn't even need to pay Amazon after all, right? He seemed to think so. It would be Ash and his personal taxes that would be sus right now. Onpassive, technically on the books, is not a profiting business. Even with the sale of OConnect, Ash would get around that, as most MLMs do, because it's the O founders buying it. So he could argue with people like tax court or whatever, the IRS and whatnot. He could argue that they were buying it as almost like a starter kit, right? So that they could sell it and make money. And since the wording in everything is that you have to buy it to make money, that might work. So it wouldn't really be seen as so-called income of the company as a profit per se. So until they actually start selling to customers, Onpassive, the company, would not technically have to claim any taxes or anything like that. I hope that makes some sense. But like I said, Ash personally, just pocketing $108 million from a company and then not claiming any of that, that's a whole other thing. And I'm just going to let the SEC kind of handle that. They know what to do with that. That's their gig. I'm sure if they feel like they need to hand anything to the IRS, they definitely are. I wonder if many flounders really can the OConnect system 24/7, no 10-minute chat every day, multi-attended, nonstop streaming really builds those AWS fees quickly. And that's the thing, is that a lot of that was allegedly for the bandwidth that he was paying for, because the way that they made OConnect, it was using a whole bunch, right? So yeah, that's how those fees would have ranked up. And he even said so himself. They were allegedly trying to fix that, but I don't know what happened.
Mr. Kamal can correct me. And that is a number I don't think we can afford to give it to AWS at the moment.
Oh, I almost need to hear it again.
Of course, not with AWS, because that fund is going to thrive and is going to make more money. It doesn't make sense. So that's number one. I already have technical experts and IT outsourced to be able to put everything live with Onpassive in a very quick period. Of course, not with AWS, because that fund that we owe AWS, not a secret, 3.4 million now, I believe. Mr. Kamal can correct me. And that is a number. I don't think we can afford to give it to AWS at the moment. So we have to go live with another host. I do have that in place, much cheaper, but we are live. People can log into the back office. We can communicate with them. Okay, it would be a big relief. We can use OConnect, okay, and that is a better situation that we're in now. So that's
just confused as to what other host would want him if he owes information as he claims here. It's no secret.
Immediately. So I am going to send you a team to Hyderabad, okay, with some of your cooperation instantly. We need to put everything live on the new host, okay? And
I know I haven't paid you guys in 6 months, but please, I promise I'm paying you soon. You know that I owe AWS $3.4 million? Yeah. So I'm going to need some of you to come back, because if you don't, then I'm going to wreck your whole life. And I'm not going to pay you, ever. How about that?
we will go live. Immediately, we're going to have a couple of payment methods and payment options. I already contacted a few, and we should be able to get good volume in.
You have a couple of payment options. What? Nobody's investing in this. I won't believe that for 1 second. Not 1 second. Ash got a lot of grays. Yeah, he's not dyeing his hair anymore. If this is all true, I hope the SEC has a copy of all this evidence. Yep. Ash is like the kid that has been calling dirty 1-800 numbers for months, and now his parents got the phone bill, right? Right? It's so weird. Looks like his plan to get OConnect back online to swindle more money. See, that's the only way that, and I think he knows that that's the only way that any of the O founders will give him money again, is if he gets OConnect up and running and then they're able to start selling it. Because that's what was promised. And that's what was supposed to happen back in September. And then allegedly the merchants screwed him over and blah, blah, right? He likes to blame that on the merchants, though. So he kind of has run out of excuses with that. And I don't know if he would be able to ask them for another cent unless they were buying OConnect again. And then unfortunately, the sad thing is, even though they haven't gotten commissions, many of them would buy it again. Like, it would work. It shouldn't. They should all be like, no, like, fuck off. But they're all brainwashed. So the Onpassive employees are refusing to re-upload the Onpassive system and holding it to ransom. It sounds like AWS has their data, which would happen. You have to send over like all of the data files and everything to them. So they're probably holding stuff, asking for their money, and Ash can't pay them. So Ash wants technicians to come and rebuild OConnect, a new version. Remember, he said that he was going to release a new one and it was going to be fantastic. Yeah, well, that was a front for this. So that's what it sounds like he wants to do. So he's trying to talk his technicians into coming back to the Hyderabad office, even though he's banned them out of it. And come up with a new OConnect so that they can all go and use that one. And then he can get the stuff up and running, because they can always like redo the data, but he needs his tech for that. His technicians are the only ones that would have all of this information other than the AWS hosts. They all went home. So it sounds like he's like threatening them, but then at the same time, he's also like begging them to come work for him. Some of them. He's like, please, we need to get OConnect going. And it's like, oh God, I hope they don't fall for it. It's difficult when AWS won't release the data, so it'll be an empty system or an ancient backup. See, and that's what I'm wondering. I'm like, they obviously would have some sort of version of it, probably an older version, So he probably needs some techs in the office to update it to like where it was when it went down, you know? And so now it sounds like he's saying he's going to get some people out there to do it. And I'm like, you might want to just pay the people you already owe their money. Hello, sweet gods. Good to see you. It's been a long time over here. If only Obless was a thing to get money for AWS. Maybe that's what they needed to do the whole time, King. They should have just been doing that, you know, just using it to pay their bill, you know? It's a total catch-22. This whole company is. Just constantly. He shoots himself in the foot. Then he limps around in circles. If I were the judge, then a fitting sentence for Mufareh would be to wash every window of the Burj daily for 6 years. Apparently what he's done in Hyderabad can get him a minimum of 6 months to a maximum of 10 years in jail for running a fraudulent company and not paying his employees. And then his employees, if they take that route, they would get 3 times the amount owed to them. Like, that's what he would owe them. But again, you can't draw blood from a stone. He kind of has to make this work now. And it's not even because he promised it to, like, Marty and Chris and all of those guys anymore. Now it's because he has bills to pay. If his employees are smart, they took the backups home. I'm sure they did. And I'm sure he's in trouble. And that's why this is happening. Lesson to founders. If your boss or customer tells you to wait, the money will be here soon. If it's over 30 days, sue the prick or put liens on his buildings. You're getting screwed. Step up. They have been. Over at the Hyderabad office, right? So I would love to see these, like, founders demand, but you just know it's not going to happen. You know? It's really sad. It's sad, but they're just so brainwashed. I mean, especially like Marty and Chris. I don't think they'll even acknowledge any of this. If they do, they'll be like, well, yeah, that's because he had to take control of his company, and now he's in control, guys, and now everything's going to be great. It's like, yeah, okay. September 1st is supposed to be founder position renewal day. Yes, it is. And Ash has hinted it would be full price and not the discounted $97. I bet you now it definitely will be. Do you think Ash has backups? No. See, some of these technicians that were hired, you have to think, the technicians that were hired, like, they actually are technicians with their bachelor's or master's in IT. Right? So they probably know a thing or two. And they probably fucked him over a little bit, took the shit home. I'd like to think they did. Ash, I don't even think Ash keeps ledgers of anything. That's half the problem here. So I don't even see him thinking of coming up with a backup. You know what I mean? You hope Kamal sues Mufareh? That would be amazing. Team Kamal. I mean, technically, you kind of could. Do you guys know Baby Catmo? English Mike's other Onpassive channel. Very weird. Oh, no. Yeah, no, we don't. Baby Catmo. I'll have to look into that later.
Meaning, I would expect sometime, like, let's say the month of August, September, we potentially could have enough revenue not to only pay our dues in, company-wide, but also start paying some of the debt if we do this swiftly.
If we do this swiftly. Okay, well, it's July 31st now. So, August, you said? September? Oh, Lord. He's going to need backup in prison. Yep. You know? I wonder if a whistleblower alerted Amazon about Onpassive, and Amazon were the ones who shut them down because Ash violated their terms of service in some way. Yeah, I wonder.
This is good news for you. So we have to talk about that, Mr. Venkat and Mr. Naveen and the entire tech team, Shiva, all of you. Okay, so we're going to have to quickly have a very urgent plan to get everything live, at least to take it to where it was a couple of weeks ago, or when we were down. It's not acceptable the way it is.
And that's all that's posted for now. That's all that's posted for now. And that's Onpassive Insiders. So, you know,
what's happening right now is absolutely not acceptable.
Talking out his ass the whole time.
If you want me to be involved,
acting like
you cannot poke.
He's going to sue people after he announces that he doesn't even have $3.4 million to pay the bill that he has to pay to AWS.
So you're protesting.
If you were a Hyderabad employee, think about it for a moment.
Publicity, negative publicity, and defamation to the company, slander, all of that. That is a violation. You're right.
And by the way, if he ever did,
protest in a peaceful way within certain criteria, standards.
You'd be good. You'd even be good to break an NDA.
All of that
in this situation, due to the fact that his entire business
bad publicity is causing damage. This is not
that alone
talking.
Should help.
This is the legal
Is it your birthday, Mark?
Team is telling you,
happy birthday
not only
to you.
It's a violation and you get consequences for that, like legal actions against you or those who are involved in those activities, like talking on a public platform, whether it's in Telugu or in Hindi, or even sharing this information outside the company.
But yes,
not only a violation, but you're causing damage for the company, and that is punishable. From the law, not Ashes talking,
for
and
sure.
You are
and
liable.
See, here's the thing: is that the stop happened at the end of this contract.
Like to all of you, I'm saying
so
those
it was
who are
literally
involved,
the day that they signed up for this contract. Like,
damage.
You know what I mean?
So how much damage?
So it makes sense. They signed the contract on June 29th
numbers that
of
you cannot
2018
afford.
With AWS.
By warning you, absolutely, 3,000%. I'm warning you.
So it was
this is not good for you. It is not good for you to be involved in such a thing. So you're hurting the company that is going to pay you funds.
Yeah, so it was
a
future. Was it the 29th or the 27th? Might have been the 27th. Sorry, I'm tired.
It doesn't make sense,
but
right? So you have to stop that.
Like,
as
it would make sense.
If you're not going to do it
immediately,
I'm telling you.
He's not still talking.
We got the
I'm
names
just playing the
very
muted
clear.
video now.
We got them on videos. We got them on cameras. We got the list.
So you're not just
those who are involved.
At me when I'm
whether
talking
you're
about
sharing that on a WhatsApp group or to the public mainstream media or TV or creating noise in the main street outside the building in Hyderabad. That is not acceptable.
Of his character.
It's up to you. You want to go that route?
You know, like,
I'm warning you. I'm telling you, it's not a good thing for you because you're causing so much damage for the company.
Money.
And
you're not.
How are we going to survive? I mean, I don't need to tell you. It is not good news for you. What could happen to you if you're involved?
Why can't I hear it? I can't hear it. You guys can hear it? That's weird because I can't hear it. I can't hear any audio with it. Weird. Okay. Well, that's weird. I don't know what's going on then. I don't know what's going on. That must be a StreamYard thing. Sorry, guys. I can't hear it at all. It's completely muted. That's why I was playing it on the channel instead of in my videos because I can't hear it. So that must be some StreamYard thing where you guys can hear it and then I can't hear it. Sorry about that. StreamYard, you're going to have to fix that. Thank you. I was just saying that like all of this threats, not paying your employees. We thought it was bad enough he wasn't paying the O founders. It's really telling of his character. He doesn't pay his bills. He knows that he's using AWS hosting and that he'll have to pay for that. He doesn't put any money to the side. You know? It's just kind of tells us who he is as a person. And I don't think it's anything that we haven't already thought about him. I mean, we basically said this man never does what he says he's going to do. He can't even do what he's supposed to do. You know? How do you not pay your AWS bill, especially when your entire business is based off of the running of a website and then an OES system that is run also on that website? You know what I mean? All the products through it. You need to host the website in order to run your whole operation. So then you're not going to pay your bill to run the website that runs your whole operation? Like, okay. That's a business plan I've never heard of before. That's a new one. Yeah, no, maybe he should write that book, he said. Failing to the top. It's just he'll never reach the top, especially based on how this is going. Sounds like a lot of people are leaving. It's not just Mohammed Nazal that's gone. It sounds like this company has split into two separate Onpassive companies, which we were already kind of talking about. The Recovering Hunbot sort of brought that up on a live stream a while ago and showed you guys that some things were going on. But it's very interesting to see the way that Ash would talk to people that he employed and then owes money to, and how he would like threaten them. I think it's one thing to hear people say that he's threatening them, but it's another thing to actually hear it come out of his mouth. And I don't understand. I don't understand how you can hear him treat people that way either and be okay with it, knowing that these people are suffering right now because they worked for free for 6 months and all they want is what's already owed to them. They're not asking for extra, but like I said, if he keeps this up, they might have a case where he's going to have to pay them 3 times the amount. So before he pays his AWS bill, he might actually want to pay his employees. I think that would be the very first thing on the agenda. And that would be the first place that my money would go. If I were him in his position, the only thing I'd be concentrating on is getting money to my employees. And again, he has money put away. He can think of something. He doesn't need to ask for it from the O founders, but of course he's going to. He can write it from prison, Jelly said. At this rate, he is going to end up doing some jail time if he keeps on threatening them. I'm sure that the police are not going to like that. So that just isn't good. I'm a little worried that he's going to paint it out that Muhammad Kamal is the one that was supposed to pay the employees. And so he's the one that's ripping off the money. But the whole thing is, again, Ash is the owner-operator. So he's still in charge at the end of the day of the money coming into this business. And he would also still be in charge of ensuring that Muhammad Kamal or whoever was managing the Hyderabad office had the funds to pay the employees. Right? He'd be the one telling them to go out and hire people. It all comes from Ash. So all of the mistakes here at the end of the day are all due to Ash. And he can yell and scream at other people all he wants. But at the end of the day, like, if you had just paid your employees like normal business owners do, you wouldn't be in this situation. You can get mad at them for picketing, and you can get mad at them for striking and mad at them for talking to the local news about it. But at the end of the day, they wouldn't have anything to out publicly, Ash, if you just paid your damn employees and followed the law. And this has always been my point. Ash's issue is he does not like to follow the law. He likes to try to break the law. He likes to try to find loopholes in the law. He likes to try to cheap out in every way that he can. And that's no way to run a business. as you're seeing, eventually everything's going to crumble. And that's kind of what we're witnessing right now, is everything crumbling. So they have been saying in recent webinars that Ash might not be showing up for several weeks to come. Now we might not see him. Maybe he felt a little bad after he screamed at everyone and whatnot. I don't know. Probably not, though. I don't think he has any human emotions. Narcs like him usually don't. But I don't think we're going to be hearing from Ash for a while. I mean, today, usually we would be waiting for the 360. But after this live that he did, they're now saying that they don't think that he'll be on for several weeks. I think maybe he doesn't want to show his face publicly after it was outed he hasn't been paying his employees, you know? National Lampoon could not have wrote a better script. Al will save Onpassive. Maybe they should just sell Al. Sell his little robotic booty out. Get him an OnlyFans. That might help. I believe some of those leaders got some of that OutConnect money, which is why they play dumb. They might have. I mean, I can't say that they did or they didn't. I don't have any proof of either, but I wouldn't be surprised either way, honestly. Have you seen those homemade Spider-Man? I just had a vision of Derek making those. Oh, yeah. Probably does. Al is asleep, bro. Al went home. I was like, I quit. Or Ash has to spend some time behind bars. That would be wonderful. OneCoin, fake blockchain Onpassive, fake AI. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Fake blockchain, fake AI, yeah. But he doesn't have any AI. Unless he relocates to a non-extradition country. So I'm guessing the German furniture isn't coming. I forgot about that. Yeah, no, probably not. And I think he probably had to put a stop to that as well. So yeah, I just want to see him pay the people. Pay the people, would you, Ash? Pay your employees. Give the O founders what's owed to them. Pay your damn AWS bill. The whole thing is, now is he going to try to hire new people to come in to fix this? And then he's also going to owe those people wages? That's kind of at the back of my mind too, with the way he was just talking. Lord, I hope not, because we just don't need to bring more people into this now. What is my life coming to? I'm staring at the clock waiting for 360 to start. The only difference between me and the founders is that I didn't pay $97. Belize is a nice place to live, I hear. Maybe he should try it out. If Ash does appear on the 360, then we'll cover it tomorrow. I hope that all of you have a fabulous, amazing rest of your day. That's all I've got for you today. Doing a little bit shorter because I'm busy. Like I said summer's going to happen. I won't be able to be out here doing streams as much, and it's happening. So I will see you all as soon as I can if he does end up showing up, just based on what everyone's saying. We're allegedly not going to see him for a long time. I don't know. Maybe us outing this will make him return. We can only hope. So again, have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous rest of your day. I love all of you. Thank you so much for being here and for going on this journey with me. Shout out to my amazing mods and members, and also to the replay crew. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Mwah! Bye!
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's the call. Hey.
We are the unicorn. We are the
My name is Mufareh. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or sighing or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought out. Her debate was screaming at Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again. I've been answering them over and over. It's not the answer you want, but yeah. Only Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
Alright, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune in to Crazy and talking about your experiences.
My name is Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.
Stop going there. That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own YouTube channel. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Mufareh.
Stop going there. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name is Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.